I've had the opportunity to meet a lot of people who volunteer to wear a uniform, DoD, and I've learned so much about that culture. You know, most of us have colleagues and coworkers, and they have brothers and sisters. It's a real and different connection. And because the stakes are so much higher, the willingness to serve, to be there for each other, means something as simple as having each other's backs. It doesn't mean they necessarily like each other or get along, but they always have each other's backs, and I find this astonishing. I had the chance to go to Afghanistan as a guest of the Air Force. They wanted me to go there and see them perform their mission and then come back. And the deal was to go back to headquarters and to simply report what I had seen, to share my insights if there was anything for them to learn or anything that they could glean. Now, everything on my trip went wrong. 10 minutes after we landed in Bagram, the base came on a rocket attack. The plane that I was supposed to fly home on, we ended up not being able to fly home on, and we thought we were going to get stuck in Afghanistan. And the plane that I did eventually fly home on was not a plane we were scheduled to fly home on, and we would bring home a flag-draped casket. Just me and my 2 escorts were the only 3 passengers aboard this C-17 cargo plane with a single flag-draped casket strapped down in the middle of the cargo bay. We brought him home, flew with him for 9.5 hours from Bagram to Ramstein in Germany. This experience changed me. It had a profound impact on me. But it was when I got back home, I still had to fulfill my responsibility and go back and report on what I had seen and what I had learned. I went out to the Air Force Base, and all the brass from Mobility Command was there, all general officers. And I told what I had learned, and I shared what I had seen, and I got to the point where I was going to tell the story of that last flight home, and I choked up. And I wasn't sure I could make it through the story, and I started, and there was no way. If I had kept talking, I would have lost it. And I just stood there completely choked up. Now, if this was the private sector, somebody would have said, don't worry. Somebody would have said, take your time. But that's not what was said. As I stood there not being able to speak, one lone voice spoke up, and he said, go on. The underlying message was, you're safe. The underlying message was, we got your back. You're okay. In the private sector, we actually encourage people to hold back. And he was telling me, move forwards. And it reminded me of my friend Johnny Quest, who said, this is what you signed up for. You have to do this. The underlying message was, I will be there with you, and I will be there for you.